What's going on in Hot Atlanta? Live from Swanky 93.3 and the Heat 94.6 brings back the hottest hip-hop radio show live from K.L.P Entertainment and K.L.P Studio. Morning with your host, K.L.P Kennedy Lucas.
You know what it is? Put your hands up.
Tune in now on any audio platform.
There you go.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome. We just gonna chill it down real quick.
Baby, I'll be your captain. Good vibes, baby, that's what I practice like. You be out on the low.
Hey, little chill vibe, little chill vibe today. We back in the studio, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, come on now. Hey, yeah.
This beat is dope.
Ooh, you want this beat, right?
K.L.P.
We gonna get started in a minute, y'all. Welcome to the podcast, K.L.P Afterparty podcast. Welcome to the show, y'all. We back.
Might do something crazy just to get a reaction. Don't hit any limits, baby, we going fast. Body of a goddess, watch a lion effect.
This beat is dope.
Sticky situations. Shorty testing my patience.
Ooh, you want this beat, right?
This beat is dope.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls again. Welcome. Yeah, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome back to the podcast. This is the K.L.P Afterparty podcast. Welcome back, y'all. We are back here in the studio. I welcome you guys not only back to the network of K.L.P Network, but welcome back to the show. Welcome back to the stream. If you're watching. All right. I don't know. Oh, there it is. Now it's popping back. All right. If y'all can hear me in the chats, thank y'all so much. Hey, things like this happen when you live. Things like this do happen. But like I was saying, welcome back to the podcast. Welcome back to not only the K.L.P Network and the K.L.P Afterparty podcast. Welcome back to the podcast. I am very, very excited for this one. Like I was getting ready to say, and then I had to check a cord because my computer here wasn't getting sound. But now we got sound coming out. And there we go. Now we fixed it. So it feels good to be back here into the studio. Yes, I am back. I'm your gracious, humble, and highly favorite podcast host, K.L.P Kennedy Lucas, here as well with the new K.L.P podcast. Last week, give it up for... Give it up to everybody that lives in New York. Yeah, I got to give it up to them. I got to give it up to everybody that was in New York, everybody that participated in New York Fashion Week, everybody who was content creating in New York last week. We had a ball. When I tell y'all we had a ball, we had a ball. So I'm very, very appreciative of all of the models that I was allowed to film. I'm very, very appreciative of the ATF Fashion House. Shout out to you guys because you guys granted permission for us to film 2 of your shows. And of course, we filmed them out. And of course, they're in the documentary. Over the past weekend, we did started the editing process of the documentary as well, Street Style Forever. So that's coming along very, very grateful. Very, very humbled about that one because it's my 3rd documentary, right? Everybody knows that I've been tweeting, I've been Instagram and Facebooking about the documentary, but this one is special simply because it's not only number 3. It's something different about this one. And I guess I got to say it's different because now I am in the light of things where now I'm getting more behind the scenes. Right. This 3rd one, my cameras are in my film crew. We're out and in person with all of the fashion models and all of the fashion shows that we've been to. And of course, me filming all over New York. We got snowed in one day in New York. So that was very, very fun to film. So this documentary is going to be, I got to say, and I know I say this with every movie that I have, right? And of course, I've got some bad reviews with my movies out there on IMDb right now. I'm sure everybody read those. But, I got to say that I honestly got to say that this documentary is just something very special. I think this is going to be the best one yet simply because now I'm getting more personal. I'm getting up close. I'm getting more content. And everybody has been enjoying the film style of what we've been doing. I met so many wonderful, wonderful models that, I was able to cut up video while in New York, while filming a documentary, while making music, while on location filming, cutting up footage and sending it to other models. And then they posted it on their social medias. So it's just an amazing, amazing thing. I do recommend a lot of people, if you haven't dabbled so much into New York Fashion Week, let me tell y'all can't go wrong with that. You cannot go wrong with being able to film and to really know people and to really go out there and film and show your talent. And then models, when I tell them like, hey, we're filming for not only just for filming purposes, but we're filming a documentary, and everybody was very, very excited about the documentary as well. So I get very, very stoked with that. It just really, really has me going, and it has me going wild. So, like I say, New York Fashion Week was fantastic. I gotta say, mission accomplished. Right? We had a timeline, y'all. Whether we had to go, when we went to New York, I left Friday night right after leaving the office, solidifying some things, signing up for doing some final paperwork on some things, hopped on the plane, went to New York, and then filmed throughout the entirety of the week. Yes, we filmed the entirety of the week. And yes, we did eat and we did go to a museum. We ended up going to MoMA, which I didn't film at MoMA this time because obviously you guys can see that we filmed MoMA in the first documentary. So I really wanted to go out and film things where I haven't been before, right? I didn't want to film at MoMA. I didn't want to film other parts of New York that we've been to because we've already got that before. I didn't want to go to the different museums. I didn't want to go to Vanderbilt. I didn't want to go to all except for Grand Central Station, right? We filmed that again in Roosevelt Island because there's a segment in the documentary that really is very, very memorable in this documentary. So those are the 2 places that we did twice, right? But they're different, right? Completely different from the other 2 documentaries. So I'm stoic. I'm very, very excited. I cannot wait for everybody to see the final end result of the project. After editing, and we still got a lot of editing to do, this documentary, drum roll please, might be looking at 2 hours and 30 minutes. 2 hours and 30 minutes. Yes. So 2 hours and 30 minutes is what we're probably going to be looking at for this documentary. The last one, we went 3 hours, right? And it worked. People watched it, right? I look at it, but people don't believe me when I say this, but it is so true when I talk about these things. But it is so true that, when I see my records and see the stats, my revenue of all my movies from my distribution team, we're doing really, really well. So surprisingly enough that we're doing really, really well. And when it comes down to that, I've got to say, excuse me, that one of my hits right now, besides Street Style Homecoming, is still Eden Prime, right? And Eden Prime was a 2022 film, right? So I get very, very excited when I see an older movie that I did 2 years ago still making some money, and people are still enjoying it. Now, we had some people that didn't like it, right? I had some real harsh reviews. I have, but I'm very, very excited to get, not excited to get bad reviews, because it just, every movie that I make and I get a review, I'm always working to see, okay, what can I do to make this better? But I don't get discouraged when people write bad reviews of my movies, right? You don't like it, you don't like it. I don't make movies to expect everybody to like it, right? I honestly do think that everybody don't like my movies, and I'm okay with that because I'm still going to be making movies. I'm still going to be on Prime and Tubi and hopefully Netflix and Hulu with the next documentary, right? So I'm still grinding. I'm still encouraged to keep making movies, and I'm still keep making movies. They're going to take time to make these movies because I tell you guys, and I say this to a lot of film people, that making a documentary, and I told some of the models in New York, yes, we're making a documentary, but this is going to cost me some money, right? Filming, yes, film costs, location costs, music costs money, editing costs money, getting subtitles and captions, that costs money, right? Getting the right text, that costs money. Getting clearances on some of these footages, that costs money. Distribution, that costs money. So everything costs money when making a movie, right? But I'm very, very excited for that. So I'm thankful for you guys for making it happen because, I was able to, shut down K.L.P Entertainment and my other businesses for a week so I can go and pursue this dream, go and pursue this filming. And it turned out really, really well. So, like I say, I ain't going to talk too much about New York, right? You just got to see the documentary when it comes out. So that way you do know the style of it. I am guzzling some water. Because I did mention we got snowed in. So this past weekend, I came back to Atlanta on Thursday, and then I had to run to the office on Friday. And I'm getting better now, but I think I came down with something over the weekend. I was very nasally and very, very stuffy, and my throat kind of hurt, but it didn't hurt to where it was like the flu, knock on wood here, because I know quite a few people that caught the flu last week. But if you can hear it in my voice, then you know that it's like I'm 80% better, right? Versus over the weekend. So I ended up going home, staying home, and just I did go to the gym, so I lied because I wasn't terribly sick, but I was kind of sick. I mean, I was stuffy, but I still had the energy to go to the gym. But I ended up being kind of almost bed rest a little bit while going into the studio to look at some film footage and starting the edits of the documentary. So it's been a crazy weekend, but it's been kind of a chill weekend. So that's how my weekend was, by the way. I don't think I mentioned that for sure, but we're back. Can't wait for this week of podcasting. K.L.P Aftermath is coming back. Me and Rocco coming back in the studio. And of course, yes, we are coming back with SNN Primetime News. Cannot wait for that. Super excited for that. If you've been watching SNN Primetime News as of late, we've changed some things, if you know what I mean. So we didn't come on the show to talk about K.L.P Entertainment stuff, right? I came on the show because I really wanted to talk about this thing here. Now, this was a snippet for the Breakfast Club because we have the availability to play things on the show. And I wanted to kind of chime in on that as well as the advertisements come in. So we're going to let the advertisements roll in the intro because, of course, we don't have clearance for that. But I wanted to chime in on this. Now, Charlamagne calls out toxic singles on Valentine's Day. Now, I wanted to talk about this one because we had Valentine's Day a couple days ago. We had Valentine's Day a couple of days ago. So now we're getting ready into it. Now we're getting to the sauce of me talking about Valentine's Day. Because a lot of people say, where was I on Valentine's Day? And I gladly tell you, I was in New York filming on Valentine's Day. Everybody probably went out with their booze and bays. I saw it all over the Instagrams. You booze and bays and taking your bae out to eat, getting your bae some flowers and whatnot. And Charlamagne the God calls out toxic singles on Valentine's Day. So I'm letting this is a long intro.
Donkey today for Wednesday,
This
February
was Donkey of the
14th
Day, by the
is
way.
you. Okay, if the Puma fits, you gonna wear it today. See, Valentine's Day, the day that is for the lover in you, the day that is for you and your lover. Okay, salute to everyone out there who has a Valentine. Drop on the clues, moms, for you. All right, how do you feel about Valentine's Day? 13% of people say it's their favorite holiday. 6% of people say they hate it. 5% say it's the most depressing day of the year.
It is.
4%
I'm just kidding. No.
say they are more into Singles Awareness Day. 10% of people say they are single and loving it. 9% of people buy candy and flowers for themselves on Valentine's Day.
K.L.P.
That's self-love. I respect it. Okay, 23% of single women would rather spend Valentine's Day with their pet than their romantic partner. Only 7% of men say the same. 49% of Americans treat their pets on
And shout out to Charlamagne the God. I doubt he's listening to our show, but shout out to him because he had a feature this past week, I want to say on ABC News, and I was at the gym when I saw it, and I was like, oh shit, that's Charlamagne the God. Let me see what's going on, because I'm a huge Breakfast Club fan, right? I'm always going to go to the story that how I met DJ Envy out in the streets, right? He was driving his car. I pulled up. I didn't pull up on him like that, but I pulled up, walked up, and it was him. We took a picture, took a selfie, and that was it, right? So that's always going to be very memorable to me. But yes, I always like to relate to that story. I know, and it's very fitting because I was just in New York last week. So,
Valentine's.
But I love the Breakfast Club. I do.
What? All right, we got to watch those people because they might be taking doggy style literally. I'm reading you all these stats because God really put a word on my heart this morning and I must deliver. Did you know that's hilarious that Valentine's Day is less popular among men than women? 13% of men say Valentine's Day is their favorite holiday. 8% of men absolutely hate it. Meanwhile, 13% of women claim Valentine's Day is their favorite holiday compared to just 5% who hate it. Women enjoy the single life more than men do. Only 9% of women are single and actively searching for a boyfriend compared to 13% of men who say they are single and want a girlfriend. I want to talk to y'all today. And I want you to know that what I'm about to say is coming from a place of love. Okay? It's
and there's a
rooted in
point
love.
to this
You've
why
been
I'm playing
listening
this.
to the Breakfast Club for years, and historically on Valentine's Day, I have given donkey to people who don't have nobody.
Yeah.
And it's not that I was shaming people for not having nobody. Plenty of people don't have nobody, and they're happy. Okay, it's by choice. The people I would give donkey of the day to is the folks who didn't have nobody and would try to downplay those of us that do. Don't buy humbug on Valentine's Day because you single. Don't be the Grinch that stole Valentine's Day. You mad because at some point in your life you fell in love with somebody and then found out they pronounced Valentine's.
Me, I just did it, y'all. Valentine's.
Okay, now you mad, all right? You mad at everybody who got a boo. You mad at the 85% of women that will be purchasing Valentine's Day cards. You mad at the 73% of flowers that will be purchased by men today. Sit your heart-shaped, candy-hating ass down and let me talk to you because I have a...
All right, so there was a point where, because I love the Breakfast Club, and I love it the way we can play clips and stuff on the show now. I love that. I know that's very small to a lot of podcasters who been got the podcaster duo, but this system we just got weeks ago, and now I'm still kind of blown away with it. So yeah, me. I am guilty of this. And I'm guilty, but I'm kind of funny guilty with it. As my ESPN stuff, not sponsored to them at all. Let me mute that. But I'm guilty to the calls. I am very guilty to the calls because, number one, I said Valentine's Day, Happy Valentine's Day, and I know that's not right. And we were in New York, and my brother, we were all up in New York, and they said, no, it's Valentine's Day, Lucas. Not Valentine's Day. So I'm guilty to the cause of this, but I am guilty to this because I joke around this kind of thing. What I just mentioned, that I've seen a lot of my friends post a lot, whether they're out to eat, whether they got engaged, because I know quite a few of my friends on Instagram got engaged on Valentine's Day, right? A lot of people went out to eat. A lot of people post selfies with they boos and bays and all smiles and chuckles, right? I do think that you really, and I agree with Charlamagne to this case, that we can't really hate on somebody who have a boyfriend or girlfriend on Valentine's Day. It's their holiday. What Charlamagne the guy just said, you don't want to humbug on somebody who celebrates Valentine's Day. Now, like I said, I'm guilty of it because I don't celebrate it because obviously I'm single, ready to mingle. But I say I'm guilty to the cause of it, but then I'm kind of joking a little bit too, because yeah, we all want to fall in love. We all want that special someone to say, hey, happy Valentine's Day. I also would agree to the people who are single that it is very expensive, right? We were in New York. Again, last week we were in New York, and I'm seeing all the fellas. This is based on where I was. Now, girls can buy things for their boos and bays as well, right? One of my friends got a new video game from his girlfriend, right? So that, to me, that's what I want. If a girl go out and buy me a brand new video game, that's just very, now my dude, he got Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League, and I heard that game didn't do well. So he kind of like got a sucky game, but he was very, very appreciative because, you know, his girlfriend got it for him, you know, so that was pretty cute in my eyes. But anyway, we shouldn't be humbug on people who fall in love. Like I say, hey, if a girl buy me a brand new video game on Valentine's Day, hey, what you want to eat? You want to go to Mangiano's? You want to go to Ruth Chris? Where do you want to go to dinner tonight? Because video games are very expensive. That's the point of where I'm getting. But it's not always about the presents you buy somebody. I also saw on Facebook, and this was right on Valentine's Day, right in New York. This was early morning when I was getting up, and after scrolling through, you know, a lot of people. There was this dude who was treating his daughter on Valentine's Day. His dude bought him a new a flower thing, a nice little flower, and a new iPhone. I don't know who would buy you. I mean, hey, if you got it like that, big pimping, then hey, by all means, buy your daughter a new iPhone for Valentine's Day. That's more of a Christmas and birthday gift to me. But hey, you do you. That's your money. And then his girlfriend got upset. I don't know if y'all seen that, but I've seen it. Girlfriend got upset because girlfriend wasn't giving gifts. She was not giving a flower. She was not giving something tangible that she can touch, right? The dude mentions on like, hey, I'm taking you to dinner later. Like, I'm just making a pit stop to go see my daughter. And it was kind of a, you know, he had to schedule the time to see his daughter because the parents are divorced and split, and baby mama, baby daddy, whatever, right? And it really got to me. I really got to thinking about that because when I saw that, and I played the Charlemagne clip, it's true that you can't say humbug to this holiday because it may not be a federal holiday, but it is a holiday. People, we do celebrate it, right? But you also got to remember it's not always about the materialistic things, right? And I think that's where maybe, and Charlemagne might agree with me if he's listening. I doubt it. But if he is, I can kind of see why certain people, man or woman, doesn't matter, man or woman, can say all humbug to it, right? I used to be that person where I hated Valentine's Day because I was seeing somebody and I got my heart broken, right? Or fast forward years later, I liked somebody, and then, you know, expressing my likeness to that somebody, my love for that somebody, and they ended up turning me down, right? And I'll go on this platform and say, yeah, I've been rejected more ways than one, y'all. I've been rejected a whole hell of a lot. And I don't want to say in my lifetime because I'm still young, but I've been rejected a lot. And I'm okay with that. But you're never going to see me say, oh, humbug to Valentine's Day, right? If you have that certain someone that you love, by all means, you hold on to that special someone that you love, right? Love is love. You can't help who you like and who you love, but it's not always about the materialistic things. And that's where I say I'm joking. I'm one of those haters, right? And Charlemagne the God, he gave his donkey of the day. But I can kind of counteract that too. Because maybe, not me, but maybe there's a guy out there who had somebody that really just wanted that person for materialistic things, money, cars, presents, fancy dinners, expensive clothing, right? Stuff to be paid for, financially dependent on. And maybe the guy had enough of that. And maybe that he wants to say, okay, I broke off with this person, man or woman, doesn't matter. We're not going to genderify it here. But I broke off with this person simply because they were not good for me. They only cared about what I could do for them financially. That's why I can kind of see why people might say humbug to the holiday. right? People might say humbug to it because, and I'm one of them, and I joke, but I'm seriously one of them because maybe I haven't had somebody special someone in a very long time. It's true. I haven't had somebody special in quite some time now. I'm okay with that, right? I know mine's gonna come when she comes, right? She's gonna be that special someone for me. God got a plan for me for that one. But that's why you can kind of see why people are saying humbug to this. Because maybe they've been single, or they've been single because they got their heart broken and they just never got back into the role of finding that special someone, and now they're miserable and they're sad. Right? And that's why you see people that say humbug to Valentine's Day. They don't like it. It's their most hated holiday. Right? So it's very interesting what we celebrate. It's one of those things that it does happen, but it happens, and I just hope we get better at it. I think next year it's going to be the same. It's going to be materialistic things, and it's going to be kind of for big businesses, it's kind of more of a capitalism type of thing where, hey, Valentine's Day is coming up. Let's see all the Tiffany and Company and the K Jewelers and the Zales and Target's special Valentine's Day premium, right? Because they want to make that sale, right? But shout out to all the lovers out there, for sure. Now, speaking of lovers, if you want to call it that, I wanted to play something that I'm going to review on the show when I see it. And it's a blessing for us because it's on Netflix, so I get to see it for free because I got a Netflix account.
Mr. Malloy, this is Mia Harper. I'd like to meet
Take a
with
listen,
you
y'all.
to discuss your case. What the prosecution has is pretty
K.L.P.
damning. I know that you have an eye for details, so don't leave anything out.
Netflix presents.
She was a goddess. One day I came back and she was gone.
So you believe this guy?
Zaire, why did you do it?
I've never seen anything like it.
You always go with your gut.
Please, this is my life and they're trying to ruin me.
You're repping Zaire.
Not a sponsor, by the way. Not a
damn
sponsor, by the way. From Tyler Perry.
First word. What do you see?
Longing.
Mia.
New
is
K.L.P.
Longing.
Mr. Malloy, I am your attorney. I am not your friend.
He liked to pull my hair and make me gag. He was sadistic.
I'm the type of man loves to see pleasure on my woman's face, not pain.
What do you think?
If he's not lying, he is a psychopath.
Come here.
That does not seem appropriate.
Your eyes know it's appropriate. Close your eyes.
Someone has been covering up evidence in this case.
Why would she record this?
I don't know, Mia.
DNA found in one
Lose
of your
control.
paintings.
Enough to bury your ass!
You can do it. Don't you lose it.
You have no idea who he is.
New
A
K.L.P.
snake is never violent when stalking their prey. It's only when they get right into striking distance that they become very violent.
Mia Kupla. Written by Tyler Perry, February 23rd. Rated R. All right, Tyler Perry. So Tyler Perry got something else coming out. I knew this was coming because obviously we all saw that Tyler Perry had, I think it was a 5-movie deal with Netflix, and then I think he had like a 3-movie deal with Prime, if I'm not mistaken. So shout out to Tyler Perry for sure, right? I ain't gonna sit here and I'm not gonna sit here and hate, right? A lot of people don't like Tyler Perry. A lot of people don't like the film style of it, based off what I've been reading with or seeing with Monique and all of that, right? I got some choice words and some questions about that, but Tyler Perry, new movie coming out, drama, legal theory. It's about 2 hours. It's called, and if I say this right, give me a thumbs up in the comments. Mia Copa, or Mia Koopa. I think that's how you pronounce it. Kelly Rowland looks sexy in this movie. I don't mean to gentrify it. I don't mean to sound sexist, but she looks beautiful in this movie. But all the people watching this movie, they're gonna be like, oh girl, we all know that's gonna happen. That's the Tyler Perry signature when it comes down to it. Tyler Perry's signature is like, okay, go ahead, girl. Ooh, we know that's gonna happen. Now, I'm just going to be honest, because honestly, like it or hate him, I got a buddy that works for Tyler Perry Studios. I want to work for Tyler Perry Studios too, because I want to be out there and figure out this film thing, right? So I ain't gonna hate on him for making movies. I just really hope that this one is one of his best ones. I like it when Tyler Perry is not necessarily doing the Madea movies and he really writes a great script and he really does a great movie. Like it or hate him, I enjoyed the movie The Jazzman's Blues. When he did Jazzman's Blues was my favorite Tyler Perry movie because he wrote it, he shot it, and it was just shot so well, and the script was so good. That's the Tyler Perry. I think I pod about this earlier too. When Jasmine's Blues came out a year or two back, and I podcast about it. This is the movie. That's the type of movies I like Tyler Perry to make. I don't necessarily like we filmed it in 6 days, and I don't know if they filmed this movie in 6 days or not. I hope not. I don't like the whole we filmed this shit in 6 days and boom, there you go, cut, we made a movie, right? Because Tyler Perry has the budget to really spread a movie. Now, I'm not going to hate on the brother for making movies in 6 days because I made a movie in 6 days. 1943, that's one of my movies. That was made in 2 weeks, actually. Well, the animation part was made in 2 weeks, and then it took us about a month to get, distribution out. So I'm guilty of that, right? Because when you think of a business aspect of it, you want to film it, and I hate to say this, and I don't encourage filmmakers to do this, but filmmakers, they understand a budget, they understand time, and pressure. If you can cut it quick and cheap, we'll pick you up. That's what networks are looking for, right? But I just truly hope that they took their time with this one. I want this to be a very success. Netflix is, hey, I know when this movie comes out, it's going to be number one on Netflix. Look, we get it. Netflix has this algorithm thing where, and I hate because I want to be on Netflix too. But come on, let's be real here. Every movie when you are a Netflix exclusive, yeah, of course you're gonna be number one on your own network, right? So Kelly Rowland's in this one. Ron Rico Lee has been in so many incredible stuff. Survivor's Remorse for one. He's been in Madea Goes to Jail, so he's worked with Tyler Perry before. So it's really, really cool to see that he's still cooking. He's still cooking out some stuff with his acting. So it's good to see him back into the big screen. Well, I don't want to say big screen because it's streaming, but that's big. You're on Netflix, that's huge. And all of these other new actors, I don't know. Like Trevante Rhodes, that's the dude. I don't know who he is, but I'm going to find out when I watch this movie. Nick Segar, I don't know who, and Sean Segar, I don't know who they are, but I'm very, very excited to see what they are. Ava Hill's in this one. Angela Robinson, don't really know who she is. Callie Johnson, don't really know who she is. I think it's really Rico Lee and Kelly Rowland are the two people that I know for sure. Very, very short cast too. It's not a whole lot of people in this one. But like I say, Tyler Perry got his movie. It's Maycopa. Like I said, I just hope this movie's good. I really hope that this movie does very well. I'm sure it will. I just don't like, I like his movies to really be very thoughtful and to really work on it. Like, I feel like Jasmine's Blues was really good from Tyler Perry. I like Good Deeds that came out in 2012. That was pretty decent, right? Acrimony could have been good if he would have took more time and just further explained it a little bit more, explain the story out a little bit more. But it's okay. It's decent, right? And I pray that his sets didn't look cheap. Like I say, and I'm not hating on the man so much, guys. It's just Tyler Perry has money to really do a project, right? I get it. If your set is cheap because you're indie, because I made movies where people say, hey, that set looks a little cheap, but hey, this is the budget we got to roll with. You know, Tyler Perry has Tyler Perry money and Netflix money. So that's why I'm not giving him that much pass when it comes to set design and the camera work, because Tyler Perry has money to really pull a project off. But I get it. It's part of business. If you can film it cheap and you save money, hey, you made a profit, right? It's business. If you are making a project and you're spending less money on it and it looks good, it looks like you put money into it, but you spend less money on it, and then if it does really well, hey, you made a profit. I understand that from a business perspective. I'm about to graduate a master's degree in business, so I understand the business aspect of this. But the really hone in on craftsmanship of your films and you got the budget to really do it, that's why I don't give people passes. I don't. I'm not going to give you a pass with this one. But like I say, when the movie comes out, it comes out this week, actually, or the 23rd. So the next week's podcast is going to be good because we've got that movie coming out this Friday, actually. So that's going to be my weekend entertainment. And then next weekend, Final Fantasy Rebirth comes out. Can't wait for that. Wait for that review. And we're heading into March. So like I say, we'll watch it. I'm going to watch it for sure because I'm going to write about it and I'm going to podcast about it for sure. So, hey, by all means. Now, we got a question that came into the forum today before we wrap up our podcast today, and it's been a very good one, by the way. If some of the lesser-known holidays were commercialized, what will the commercialization look like? Now, this is a very interesting question because we just talked about a major one, guys, major holiday of being Valentine's Day. That was a couple days ago. Again, I was in New York on Valentine's Day filming, so it was very, very interesting. So here are the lesser knowns, and I had to Google it because there's a lot of lesser known holidays. These are more like just days, really. I mean, you've got World Kindness Day. I feel like World Kindness Day will be interesting. Let's take World Kindness Day for the first example. I picture that one being not businesses giving back, right? And I'm thinking this from a business perspective because the question is, how would this be commercialized? So I'm thinking business. I'm thinking capital, right? World Kindness Day probably would be, okay, let's take Chick-fil-A, right? World Kindness Day, let's say that that's a holiday that's on a Monday and Chick-fil-A is open. What Chick-fil-A might do would be if you buy a meal, you get a free cookie. Or if you buy a meal and you make it a large, then you get a cookie and a brownie, right? Or if you buy a shake, you get a free drink along with that shake. World Kindness Day, right? Same thing with, let's say, McDonald's. Let's say if you bought a McNugget, 12-piece, large fry, getting kind of hungry here. I shouldn't have said that because I ate McDonald's in New York too. They taste different up there. You might get an extra drink for free. And they'll claim it as, hey, it's World Kindness Day, so we want to be kind and give back to our world. But you got to buy with the purchase of. See, that's how they get you. You can't go in and think, oh, okay, you get this one thing for free with this. Is the tagline. You get this for free with the purchase of. That's how they get you. So that's what I see it. They got another one here. I forgot day. No, that's never going to happen. I forgot day. I think that would be, and then the other one that says International Forgiveness Day. So it kind of goes hand in hand, but the I forgot day, if that was a national holiday, everybody would be fired from their jobs because everybody would not show up to work that day. And then the employer might say, what happened? Well, it's I forgot day. So I forgot to come to work, right? So that's never gonna happen. Lemonade Day. I picture that again for a lot of restaurants when it comes down to Lemonade Day. I picture them saying, you know, Chick-fil-A for an example, hey, with the purchase of a meal, you get a drink for free and then you get another one for free because it's Lemonade Day. You get lemonade for free. National Spaghetti Day. I wouldn't really celebrate with commercials and businesses. Nobody does spaghetti like myself and my mom. Those are the only two people that I know can make some really good spaghetti. And that's the only spaghetti I'm going to eat is my mom and mine's. The only collard greens I would eat are both my grandma's, right? Yeah. So National Spaghetti Day, I don't really, Nap Day? Shoot, it's like every day for everybody else. Nap Day. International Cat Day. I do have a cat. I don't say I, but, my brother has a cat. Let's see. Freedom Day. That's kind of like 4th of, well, our Freedom Day was Juneteenth, but 4th of July and Juneteenth, so that's kind of a major holiday. And we all see how they nationalize that. So, with both holidays, so, they got National Creamsicle Day. It's kind of like the same of National Ice Cream Day. I believe it. This reminds me. When I worked in hotels, we did this thing called National Cookie Day. And what we did was we bought a whole batch of like cookies. And when guests would check in, we would give them one free cookie, right? That was something we did. Shout out to Marriott, I guess. But yeah, we did National Cookie Day. So that's how we do it. Like I say, those are really the holidays I would say. Oh, that's disgusting. They got one of them, guys. They got National Pass Gas Day. That's kind of nasty. That's kind of disturbing. National Pass Gas Day. I don't think I like that one. They got Kiss a Ginger Day on January 12th. They got actual dates for this one. So let's look. The 19th. So they don't have. Oh, wait. Nope, they didn't like. They don't have the February 19th as the time of this recording. But 2 days ago, February 15th, that was Annoy Squidward Day. Tomorrow's Hootie Hoo Day. Tomorrow is Hootie Hoo Day. I can't wait for that. That's interesting. Let's see. March 8th, it's Be Nasty Day. These are really gross sounding. And then March 18th is National Awkward Moments Day. I have those days every day. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Yeah, so that's how I would see some of these being like commercialized. Ooh, that's kind of scary. January 1st was Z Day. Do they mean like Gen Z or I don't know what that means, but Z Day, I don't know what that means. And then January 1st also was National Thank God It's Monday Day. It's interesting. So that's how I see some of those being like commercialized. Like I say, National Kindness Day. I see a lot of restaurants giving something back with the purchase of. They're not going to give shit for free. Nothing's for free in this world. I had to go to the grocery store and I spent almost $100 at the grocery store. Just myself getting groceries. That's how bad it is out here. But the National I Forgot Day, that's interesting, but that might get a lot of people fired. That might get a lot of people fired because simply somebody can say, hey, I forgot to come to work because it's National I Forgot Day. Right. And if they let it slide, if they let it slide, then they might have been something there. Right. They might have been something right there. So we're going to wrap up here on the podcast. I'm trying to find a music because I didn't cue this stuff up. And that's kind of what I do on the podcast. I don't really get a lot of things together when it comes down to okay, I got one. So sorry, y'all. I had to cue music up because we were just going with the podcast. I didn't cue this stuff up. So that's going to wrap up here the podcast for sure. Stay tuned. If you're watching the audio version of this podcast, we thank you. Thank you guys for that. Now we're going on to our sleeper.
All the boys and girls, I got some true stories to tell. Hey. You're back outside,
New K.L.P.
but they still lied. Whoa, yeah. Take off the foo-foo, take off the cloud chase, take off the Wi-Fi, take off the money phone, take off the car loan, take off the flex and the white loss.
Take it off.
Take off the weird-ass jewelry, I'm gonna take 10 steps, then I'm taking off top off.
Take it off.
Oh, you want this beat, right? It's a real world outside. Take off your idols, take off the runway, take off the pyro. Take off the Sandro pay, 5 days stay, take a quarter meal, hella follow. Take off the far flag, take off perception, take off the cop with the iPads, take off the hello.
Like I say, thank y'all for staying tuned, man. I appreciate it for sure. Stay tuned. K.L.P Aftermath this week, along with SNN Primetime News. Take it off.
Take off the Chanel, take off the Doja, take off the Birkin bag.
Take it off. We thank y'all for that.
What do you have?
Look as fuck.
You out of pocket. 2 ATMs, you stepping to what? You out of pocket. Who you think they talk about us?
K.L.P.
Who you think they carry out us? The world in a panic, the women is stranded, the men on the run, the profits are vanished, the law take advantage, the market is crashing, the industry wants niggas and bitches to sleep in the box while they making a mockery following us.
Stay tuned again. Vox Times, we coming back writing articles, y'all. We back in the office from New York. Shout out to all my people in New York, by the way. Facts.
I'm done with the sensitive, taking it personal, done with the black and the white, the wrong and the right. You hoping for change and miracles. I know the feelings that came with burial cries. You ugly as fuck. You out of pocket. 2 ATMs. You stepping to what? You
out of pocket.
Who you think they
talk about us? Hey, shoot.
Who you think they carry out us?
All right, y'all. We out. Thank y'all so much for staying tuned. We love y'all. And we out.
I got problems and pools, I can swim in my fate. Cameras moving whenever I'm moving. The family suing whatever I make. Murder is stacking, the president acting, the government taxing my funds in the bank. Homies attracting the fence when I'm breaking. Look at my reaction, my pupils on skates.
Go what's going on in Hot Atlanta. Live from Swanky 93.3 and the Heat 94.6 brings back the hottest hip-hop radio show live from K.L.P Entertainment and K.L.P Studio. Morning with your host, K.L.P Kennedy Lucas.
You know what it is? Put your hands up.
Tune in now on any audio platform.
Go.